Do you know if you have scoliosis? Hi, I'm Dr. Andy from Openspace Healing, Fremantle's holistic chiropractic hub for everything wellness. And today we're going to go over the spinal condition, everything about scoliosis. Now, before we get into this, today we are focusing on a really amazing freebie for you. So wait until the end of this video and we'll go over what that awesome freebie is. The problem is that most people know that scoliosis just means you have a bend in your spine and they don't really know if they have it or if it really even matters. Today, at the end of this vlog, you will have a complete understanding of what this condition is and also what you can do about it. Scoliosis is simply a symptom. It is not an actual diagnosis. When a scoliosis develops, it bends laterally and rotates on the vertical axes, and this causes cosmetic as well as physiological changes in the spine with long-term consequences, and in severe cases may even need surgery. How do you know if you have a scoliosis? Well, there are a few tests that you can do, which I will go over later. However, the only definitive way that you can determine if you have one is through a plain film x-ray, where we measure the curvature of your spine. And the curvature is in the coronal axis, meaning from side to side and not front to back. And the curvature needs to be 10 degrees or more to be classed as a scoliosis. A simple test that you can do in the comfort of your own home with a friend is the Adams forward bending test. Essentially, you're going to place your hands together like you're going to dive into a pool and have your friend stand behind you. And as you bend forward to touch your toes, they will look at your back, and if there is any hunching on one side, then that's an indication that there may be some curvature in your spine. Some symptoms that you may be experiencing if you do have scoliosis is pain in your neck, back and around the pelvis and the buttock area. Also some constipation, problems with painful menstruation. Also in very severe cases, some respiratory and cardiac symptoms. So scoliosis, as you can see, is quite a big problem for a lot of people. Signs of scoliosis include uneven shoulder height, hip height, postural abnormalities, some muscle tone imbalance between the two sides, also cardiac and respiratory symptoms. And if you've had an x-ray, then obviously you would know that you have a scoliosis. However, a lot of the time there can be some calcium deposits in the disc and in the vertebrae as well. There are many types of scoliosis, and it's up to the doctor to actually determine which type of scoliosis that you have. Very broadly speaking, there are two major types of scoliosis. So one is functional and one is structural. And it's important to know which one you have because that will change the treatment plan. A structural scoliosis is when the spine, so the skeletal structure, is actually curved. And a functional scoliosis is when the curvature is a symptom of another irregularity in the body. For example, leg length deficiency or other types of imbalance. If you have a structural scoliosis, then this will usually progress over the course of your life, especially if you are young and are going through any growth spurts. There is no underlying cause for many structural scolioses, although it can be caused by nerve or muscle disorders or other things such as injury or even in rare cases tumor. The way that a structural scoliosis should be treated is very individual depending on your unique situation. However, in very severe cases where it is 40 degrees or more, then surgery may need to be an option. Non-surgical treatment options are available too, such as physical therapy, exercises, orthotics, and specific chiropractic adjustments. A functional scoliosis, as mentioned before, is a symptom of some type of irregularity. So the body is amazing and it's going to try to keep your eyes level with the horizon. And it will sacrifice the spine in order to do that. The best way to treat a functional scoliosis is to look at the underlying real reason why it's there in the first place. It's extremely common for somebody with a functional scoliosis to suffer with leg length deficiency and or imbalance in the pelvis. One of the best methods to treat any leg length discrepancy is to see a health professional who will look at your gait, so the way that you're walking, and clear out any problems or injuries in the hips and knees and ankles so that your body can essentially balance itself. There are two types of leg length discrepancy. One is functional and the other is anatomical. A functional leg length discrepancy may be caused or contributed to by the scoliosis or any tilting or irregularities in the pelvis. And a structural leg length discrepancy is usually because of injury, especially fractures to the lower limbs or end plates of the bones when you were growing. Anatomical leg length discrepancy can actually cause a scoliosis. So it's important to actually measure the leg length and make sure that there's no discrepancy. Luckily, there are many ways that we can help to balance a leg length discrepancy, and this is something that we see every single day here at Openspace and have great results with. There you have it, our Openspace guide to scoliosis. So if you have a friend or a loved one who does have scoliosis or you suspect they may have scoliosis, then please share this episode with them today. Now for our freebie that I mentioned at the beginning of this vlog today, we're focusing this month on perfect posture, and we have created the ultimate guide for anybody who is wanting to perfect their posture. It's called Perfect Your Posture Without Giving Up Your Day Job, the ultimate 7-day perfect posture video sequence for the modern day working class woman. If this sounds like something that you would be interested in, then just click on the link in the text and we'll add you to this freebie. This has been Dr. Andy from Openspace Healing. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye for now.